Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be discussing what I thought of that pretty big episode of Fear the Walking Dead on AMC, which premiered just a few moments ago. I just got done watching it. Damn. Shit. Okay, before I start going on and on, of course, please be warned. Excuse me. Please be warned. This video review will be full of big spoilers regarding tonight's episode. So if you're not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead by this episode or the past couple episodes, do not keep watching and listening, as I will be going into giant spoilers. With that being said, you have been warned. Now we are going into spoiler territory now. Good episode, a very exciting episode. You know, not to say that the past couple episodes haven't been interesting. They've been very, very interesting. But this one was very, very exciting because it featured a very, very large, massive horde of the dead attacking the ranch. And it wasn't a simple attack, shoot them up, and wipe them all out type of deal. It's now they've basically overrun the ranch, and everybody's now trapped in the pantry. This is pretty exciting stuff. Scary stuff for our characters, of course, but very exciting. Also, we lost one of the Otto brothers tonight. Unfortunately, not the Otto brother that's driving us all insane. Seriously, why haven't they killed this guy yet? Why didn't Jake... Or that was my only problem in this episode, is that why didn't Jake or Nick kill Troy when they had the chance? You know, why don't you just put him down like a sick dog? Exactly the metaphor Jake was using to describe him earlier. I love that metaphor he was using, and I saw that, you know, this guy had the potential to kill, and unfortunately, you know, like Ophelia said, I think Jake was just much too weak to pull that trigger. He couldn't kill his own brother, which I guess makes sense, because that's asking a lot. Even if your relative is a giant douchebag, it'd be hard to kill your own flesh and blood, unless they did something unforgivable or whatever. Anyway, so moving on. So anyway, you know, we saw the ranch get attacked. And we saw Jake, unfortunately, was the one who lost his life. Troy is still up and around. And I gotta say, I kind of saw this coming. I don't want to gloat, but in that opening scene with Troy burying the dead guy whose head was being eaten by a crow, and then finding the giant flare gun thing, and then when he turns around and smiles and the music starts to build up and we hear all the growling, I instantly thought, oh shit, a big herd is behind him and he's going to lead them back to the ranch. And sure enough, that's exactly what the son of a bitch did. So, and that's what happened. And then we saw, you know, Alicia really step up. She, Ophelia, and Crazy Dog, everybody stepped up at the ranch. You know, even Coop, who was all about taking the ranch back from the nation and getting our guns back. Even he was like, well, first we got to deal with the dead first, man. You know, we'll be sticks and stones, but we gotta deal with the dead first. And then he was taking out the dead like nobody's business. I actually kind of liked Coop in this episode, which was a little unfortunate because this was the same episode where he died. And you could see he was ready to kill himself because he was getting eaten. But then Alicia is like, I got you. And, you know, shot him right in the forehead. So I was like, damn, well, down goes Coop. And then everybody got to the pantry. Because literally that final shot with Alicia looking at everybody who is clearly terrified of being trapped in the pantry, I think that's the entire populace of the whole ranch, because it wasn't that many people. It was about 50, 60 people total maybe. And who knows how many fighters they lost, how many of the ranchers they lost, or how many of the nation members they lost. Because, you know, quite a few fighters went down holding off the dead with their cool little RV barricade, which I thought was a pretty good idea, and it did work up until a point where they the walkers forced their way onto the one RV, and then it all toppled forward, and then it all went to hell. So overall, great episode. Really liked it. I just wish that someone would kill Troy already. And from the previews for next week's episode, he and Nick are going to be actively, literally, possibly literally hand in hand working together to drive the walkers off the ranch. Why Nick doesn't just put Troy down, I have no idea. Maybe because he could have killed him, but he knows he's going to need his help in driving the walkers off the ranch, because that would be a tough job for anybody to do by themselves. And because the only company he has right now is the psychopath, he's got to use the psychopath in order to get the walkers off the land. And, I liked how this episode didn't end with the way I thought it would, because I was thinking, oh, maybe at the last second, the water truck will show up and strand Madison, and Walker will, start mowing the grass, so to speak, like to put their guns out the windows and start mowing down the walkers to save everybody else. But that didn't happen, and I'm okay with that because I actually really like the idea that they're all trapped together now in this pantry. In fact, this episode was so good, it reminded me of my favorite season of this show, which I absolutely love and I like rewatching, was season 1 when they were still in Los Angeles. Even though it was only 6 episodes long, it was really, really gripping, gritty stuff. And that's what I liked about this episode. And I hope they continue to do this on the show, is that this episode felt especially gritty. It had a lot of ooh, oh moments and stuff like that. Sorry for the facial expressions, but you know what I mean. This episode felt so gritty, and I want this grittiness to carry over into the rest of the season and just the series overall, because you got to have that grittiness to make it work. That's one of the things that makes Walking Dead so good, and that's one of the things that's making this show so good. Like I said, I feel like the show intensifies with every episode, and this episode definitely did that. And I'm very, very much curious to see how they're going to get out of this one next week. Are Nick and Troy going to be able to work together to drive the walkers off, or at least drive enough of them away from the pantry doors so they can all escape guns a-blazing? Or are they going to come up with something else? And how much longer will Troy stay alive? Do you think they'll kill him before the season finale, or in the next episode, or the episode before the season finale? We've only got 3 episodes left this season, so it's got to be soon. And hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because quite frankly, yes, he's a great bad guy, but I'm also just sick of him. Just kill him already, man. Ugh. Oh well. So, what did you guys think of tonight's episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you predict, like I did, that he was going to draw a huge herd towards the ranch? Please leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. You guys have been doing awesome with that lately. Please keep up the good work. Continue to leave your opinions and feedback and comments down below. I love interacting and talking with you guys. Have a great rest of the night. Don't forget to tune in next week to AMC for a new episode of Fear the Walking Dead, to see how Nick and Troy are going to deal with this Walker mess. Alright guys, have a great rest of the night. Thanks so much for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.